Hello everyone, hope you're well. This is Robert with another game from 50 Years Chess. My opponent today is Chris Strong from Clevedon Chess Club. I think he still plays for them, but he's very much, nowadays, he's an arbiter trainer, and so he's probably heavily involved in doing that business more than playing, probably. I haven't seen him around a lot, not recently. I think I saw him at Congress a while back. Chris and I played each other in 2010 on the 3rd of December in the Bristol Winter Congress. It was the first round, and I had the white pieces. But before I start, just tell you, Chris was born in 1960, so he's 65 now. He's about 7 years younger than me, and his rating at the time was 1720. He's gone up much higher than that since those days. And I was 1870. Now, this actual tournament finished, I came joint first with 3 others, but I had the 4th worst game ratio on the board count thing, and so I didn't win it. A guy called Jonathan Roberts won it. He was the only one I lost to in the tournament, and he was only rated about 1600 and something at that time. But he played well in that tournament, and all 3 of us had won 3, drew 1 and lost 1. So it was kind of everybody was beating each other in the top 4 there. So this is the game, and I began with knight f3. I didn't play this an awful lot, but sometimes I played it and had some good results for it. So he played knight f6, and I played b3. So this is known as the Limsa-Larsen defense. He played g6, bishop b2, bishop g7, e4. Now it looks first of all like he can go knight takes pawn, but he can't because I got bishop takes bishop on g7. So this is one of my own little quirky inventions. It's just something I like to do in games to mix it up a bit. So he played knight c6. So I pushed the pawn on, e5 to grab some space, knight g4 and then d4. So he cancelled, I played h3, and now he's no longer in his favourite square of f6 with the knight, but actually in back to h6, where he's not so good there. So even if he went in a minute, he managed to go knight to f5, I could kick him out with g5 and something like that. So I'm very happy with this opening so far. Now I push the pawn on again to drive the knight out of there back to b8. So I've got the space, but these pawns are going to get attacked, so I have to be able to defend them when the time comes. So first of all, we played bishop d3. This is purely for development purposes. d6, and I played c4. I'm not worried about pawn takes pawn because I got it covered twice with bishop and knight, and he's only attacking it twice with pawn and bishop. So if he took, I took, he took, I took. That's how it works. So he played c5. I played queen c2, and Chris came out with bishop f5, which isn't a bad move at all because he wants to nullify my bishop and queen attack. So bishop takes bishop, knight takes, and then g4, driving him back again, or knight d4, which is where he went. So he went knight to d4, and I took, and he took, and I took. So on bishop d4 is where my bishop is at this time, and he played knight d7, and I played knight d2. I didn't want to play knight c3 because I want to keep that diagonal open should I want to play a queen to c3 or something. Now there's a pawn there for him, but I now play queen c3, and that knight is pinned, and I'm getting ready to play f4. This would get me a bishop, except that he played bishop h6 to avoid that and give me back my pawn should I play bishop takes knight. So I didn't do that. I thought, no, I don't need my pawn back yet. His bishop's been put on a diagonal that's not doing much, and I like my position the way it is. I didn't want to take the pawn back at this stage. It's not only that, because if I went bishop takes knight, pawn takes, queen takes, he then got bishop g7, picks up my rook for the bishop exchange. So that's another reason I didn't do it. So rook c8, queen across to g3 to get out of the way of the rook. It's never good to keep your queen on the same line as a rook, because even though there's pawns in the way, there's ways of attacking those pawns and weakening them. So he could have gone bishop takes d7, which is what the computer is suggesting. This is what the arrows are about. These are the moves that like chess would have played, but I'm showing you my moves. So I played f4, so I'm getting a king side push, and he's gone back to d7. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. G5. Bishop back to g7. Bishop takes bishop, king takes bishop, and then push the h pawn. So I'm getting a bit of steam up here with my kingside attack. Not sure where it's going to get me, but we'll see. He's played e5, which is a good move because he wants to open up the middle and get at my king that's in the centre. I decided at the time not to castle, but just play king e2 to connect my rooks. I didn't see no point in going in the corner on the king side if I'm going to attack that side. And if I'd have gone the other side, that would have been an a1, h8 diagonal that could have been useful for black. So I played pawn takes, he played knight takes. He's got a very good knight there now. But I played the rook across from a1 to f1 to try and exchange. And he played a sneaky queen e7 so that he can play an undiscovered attack on my king with his queen by moving the knight. So I brought my queen in front to make sure that's not going to happen. And he's brought his rook from c8 to e8 behind the queen. That makes things a little bit difficult for me now. So I don't know what queen to d4 is all about, because that could be naughty. So I didn't do that. I played rook takes rook, rook takes rook, rook again, try and swap off another rook. And at this point his queen now is en prise, so he can't move his knight. That's why I did it. And if he goes rook takes rook, I can take king takes rook, and then there's no worry about my queen being pinned to my king. So that's what he did. He didn't take the rook, he played rook to e8. So he's keeping this sneaky pin on. So I played the knight in front for now. And he can play it, as you can see, knight takes pawn. It can net him a pawn, but he didn't. He went back. Not sure why. I think he thought he was going to be better doing this. Oh, I see what he wants to do. After rook rook f4, he's thinking of going knight c5. So he'll have 3 against 2 there. But I can't see as this is good. I think maybe knight takes c4 was best for him. It may have netted him a pawn, but oh no, it does. No, it might not have been so great if he'd done that, because after, I don't know though, perhaps it was best to take the c4 pawn. So I played rook up to f4 to protect the knight twice, and here comes that knight on c5. So I just put the king in behind the knight and everything's covered. So we're looking a bit all square here. Now he should occupy, like the arrow's saying, he should occupy that queen e5 square to stop me playing queen check on that diagonal. But he took the knight, so I took the knight back with a rook. Queen takes, rook takes, king takes. So it's an almighty swap off there. But he's definitely miscalculated here, because I got the impetus with the 3 pawns on the queen side, which are connected to his one that isn't. I think he thinks he got a draw here, but I don't think so. King to d5, king to e7, b4, king to d7, a4, b6. Now, there's really only one move, and that is b5. If I play the, I think I just got him in the Zugzwang. Yep, that's a Zugzwang situation for Chris, unfortunately. Now I've gone into king to c6, and he's come up. He's hoping to win my c pawn and push on his d pawn, but he's not going to get enough time. King's racing to get that pawn, same as his. I take. He comes in now. I took again. This is hopelessly lost for him now. This is lost. If you look on. So now I just play a5. He pushes on the e pawn. I push on the then I go a6. He goes d4, a7, d3, and I queen, and he resigned. He was running a little bit short of time because he'd taken his time a bit on some of his moves. I was playing quite quickly. But it's an interesting game, and he had a go. I'll say that. So thank you. I'm glad you watched the game. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll try my hardest to try and find some more games for you from the past. Thank you.